2017. Probably, I know I've seen some bugs, but I've never seen a bee before. Like in Washington, but every time in Mississippi, like in my old home, um, like 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 every summer or spring or summer or both. Like that's when all the beautiful flowers come out, and then you have the bees, but it's not like your regular bees. They go for honey. It's just like the bumblebees, those big fat bees. Those big fat bees. They just like buzz around us. They stays in one place, man. Uh, like as a kid, I hated going outside to get the mail for that particular reason. Cause those damn bees, those damn bumblebees, they're like buzzing right outside of my right outside of the house, and like the entrance way when you come out the door, and then you go down the steps or whatever, like outside your house, man. They're buzzing right out there, just waiting for my ass. Like, can't you gotta come out here. We know you gotta come out here. You come out here daily. You have to. You gotta get the mail. I'm like, not me. Not today, Bumblebee. I'm not gonna come out there and say potentially sting me. I know now that these bumblebees are kind of harmless, but yeah, man, like no, I'm afraid of flying bugs, man, and and dragonflies are my worst fears. Like I've never been hit by a dragonfly while it's buzzing around me. I've never been touched by a dragonfly. I try my best to avoid those motherfuckers, and yeah, but for this next story, the Guardian has it. Fears for bees as U.S. set to extend the use of toxic pesticides that paralyze insects. Uh, yeah, you've heard that correctly. We're having more on that next. Hello and welcome back. You're listening to the AM show. I'm your host, Casey Genesis. So, as I was just talking about, before the commercial break, that's that, bees suck ass. And TheGuardian.com has it that fears for bees as U.S. set to extend use of toxic pesticides that paralyze insects. EPA to approve plan for four types of neonicotinoid chemical to be used on U.S. farmland despite being banned in Europe. The U.S. Environmental Protection Agency is poised to allow the use of four of the most devastating chemicals to bees, butterflies, and other insects to continue in America for the next 15 years. Despite moves by the European Union to ban the use of toxins that have been blamed for widespread insect declines, the EPA is widely expected to confirm a proposed plan outlined last year that will extend the use of, Jesus, all these big ass words. I'm not gonna say all these words. I'm gonna use short versions of them. Imidaclo, dia, clot, and dino. U.S. farmland. These are big words. These are some medical terms that only medical professionals can only pronounce. Uh, on the U.S. farmlands for the next 15 years, even though the agency has noted ecological risks of concern, particularly to pollinators and aquatic invertebrates. These four insecticides are all types of neonicotinoids, a class of chemicals that is widely used on crops to treat them for pests, but has been found to cause devastation among non-target insects, such as bees. The chemicals are receptors in the insect's nerve synapse, causing uncontrollable shaking, paralysis, and death. Neonicotinoids are used across 150 acres of American cropland in an area roughly the size of Texas and have contributed to the land becoming 48 times more toxic than it was a quarter of a century ago. The chemicals are water soluble and quickly leach out of plants into soils and streams, causing such harmful impacts to wildlife that Canada has restricted their use, while the EU has banned the outdoor deployment of clothianidine and magnetic plate and all that good stuff. So I'll post a link where you can read it out. So you know, so that's that for that. And yeah, man, that's poor bees. It sucks. You know, I mean, what about all the honey? We need honey. You know, and we need like stuff too. Like if I was vegan, I wouldn't even eat honey. Organic honey, but we need bees for that, man. We need stop killing bees. Don't kill the bees. Just stop it. Just yeah. But yeah, man, that's that for that, and you know, do what you will with that information, because bees are life. Taking a quick break, and next up is 2022, and what is the magic mouse from Apple still charges from the bottom? I don't know, but we're gonna read more about it, and that's coming up next, guys. You don't want to miss it. Hello, we're back. You're listening to NEAM. I'm your host, Casey Genesis. Now, if you're Apple head like me, or whatever term you call Apple users, that has Apple products, only use Apple products, if you are, I'm pretty sure that you've heard the Magic Mouse, and you've worked with the Magic Mouse too. It's probably like one of the most useless products by Apple, because a lot of people seem to use a touchpad instead, which is weird because for Windows, people use mouses instead of touchpads for the most part. But for Mac, people use touchpads, the Apple Pad, instead of the Magic Mouse. But like this annoying thing too about the most useless mouse, Magic Mouse, is that the fucking charger is on the bottom. So far, Apple has yet to make a Magic Mouse that has at least a charger on the butt of the mouse, man, or at least make one of those chargers, like those flat chargers that you do for the phone nowadays. What do you call them? Those flat chargers where you just lay the phone on top of it and charge it up. It's brand new. At least they could do that for the Magic Mouse too. But The Verge.com has it that it's 2022 and the Magic Mouse still charging from the bottom. It's ridiculous. I know. Apple launched a new black Magic Mouse, but you still have to flip it over for charging. Jesus. Apple launched a new Magic Mouse today, March 8th, 2022. This was yesterday. Excuse me. It's a slick looking black version. It also still has its charging port on the bottom, meaning that 6.5 years after its introduction, Apple still seems to think that the best way to charge the mouse is by flipping it over, rendering it useless, and plugging in a lightning cable. Here's a little secret. I copied and pasted most of that last sentence from an article I wrote about this exact issue nearly a year ago when Apple introduced a whole line of colorful Magic Mice and had the opportunity to change how they charge. But then Apple has kept this charge on the bottom design since October 2015. Yeah. So this article is completely useless. It just goes on and on and on about, Apple, and its new mouse that still hasn't changed. And just that Apple needs to do better sometimes with their products. I think I was watching Marquez Brownlee's channel. His video about Apple launch with its new products and whatnot, and I think they got a new color for the Apple Pro, the Apple iPhone, and the Apple iPhone Pro 13. They had this new green color. So sometimes their products are completely useless, man. And sometimes they could actually just wait like another few years before releasing stuff. They got the money, they got the resources to, wait another few years. I hope so. I haven't read into it, but I assume so, that they have it. But yeah, man, it's like, why even create this? It's like there's no reason to create this. It's like with these the AirPods Generation 3, completely useless. I bought mine like the first time it came out, and man, I tell you, it's like a waste of money. Out of all the Apple products that I use, I think that was a waste of money. Also, my iPad Mini too. I feel like that was a waste of money because I don't even use that as much as I should be using it. And I've heard like great reviews on it too, saying that it comes in handy and whatnot. But I do agree that it, it's very useful if you want to like read books or comics or anything like that. But that's about it, man. Like I have my TV, I have my MacBook Pro, and I also have my iPad Pro, to watch movies and such on it. So, yeah, it's just that I guess it's not completely useless, but it's just I don't really read that much. Not as much as I should. I watch more TV than reading. That's just a lot about me. But, man, yeah. I wouldn't buy this product, the Magic Mouse. I've got one. And I believe the only other Magic Mouse that I might end up getting is the one that comes with the iMac, the brand new iMacs, like those colorful ones, the color iMacs. Those are that might be the only time I ever bought a Magic Mouse.